Have you ever wondered why one memory can feel like a physical scar? Why some people can't stop replaying what hurt them, even years later? It's not weakness, it's your brain trying to protect you. Because trauma doesn't just live in your mind, it rewires it. And once that happens, everything about how you think, feel, and connect to others begins to change. When something traumatic happens, your brain enters survival mode. The amygdala, your internal alarm system, explodes with activity. It screams, "You are in danger." At the same time, your prefrontal cortex, the part that helps you think rationally, starts to shut down. It's like the lights go out in the control room and pure instinct takes over. In that moment, your brain isn't focused on logic or creating a neat chronological story. It's focused on one thing only: survival. The memory of that moment, the smell, the sound, the feeling of fear gets burned into your neural circuitry.
But it's not stored like a normal memory, which gets a timestamp and is filed away as the past. Instead, it's encoded as raw sensory and emotional data, a fragment of experience trapped in amber. So when your brain recalls it, it doesn't feel like you're remembering something that happened back then. It feels like it's happening all over again, right now. After the event is over, the brain doesn't just go back to normal. That internal alarm system, the amygdala, can become overactive. It stays on high alert, constantly scanning for threats. It sees danger everywhere, even when there is none. That's why a car backfiring can sound like a gunshot, why a simple argument can make your heart pound in your chest, why a harmless smell can send you spiraling right back into that moment of fear. Your hippocampus, the part of the brain that helps organize memories and tells the difference between then and now, can actually start to shrink. This makes it harder to file those memory fragments away, to understand that the threat is over. The past keeps bleeding into the present. And the prefrontal cortex, the rational part, struggles to regain control. Emotions start hijacking your thoughts. This isn't just in your head, it's in your wiring. Your brain has learned a brutal lesson, that the world is unsafe, and it will keep reminding you of that lesson, even when you are finally physically safe. But here is the critical thing to understand about the brain. The same wiring that was changed by trauma can be changed again. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to reorganize itself, to form new pathways. The path forward isn't about erasing what happened. It's about teaching the brain that the danger is over. It's about learning, slowly and safely, to turn down the alarm, to let the lights in the control room flicker back on. It is about reclaiming your own mind, one connection at a time. The good news? The brain can change back. It's an idea that can feel impossible when you're in the thick of it, when the echoes of the past feel louder than the present moment. But there's a fundamental truth about our brains that neuroscientists have a name for. They call it neuroplasticity. It sounds complex, but the meaning is simple and profound. The brain has the ability to rewire itself, to change its own structure and function based on experience. Think of it this way. After a traumatic event, certain neural pathways, especially those connected to fear and survival, become like superhighways. They're fast, efficient, and your brain defaults to them at the slightest hint of danger. The amygdala, your brain's internal alarm system, gets stuck in the on position. It's trying to protect you, but it's operating on old information. It sees threats everywhere, even when there are none. This is where healing begins, with therapies like EMDR, or somatic experiencing, or the simple practice of mindfulness.
None of these are magic wands designed to erase what happened. They can't change the past. What they do is far more powerful. They retrain the amygdala. They calmly, patiently, and persistently teach your nervous system that the danger is truly over. It doesn't always happen in a therapist's office. It happens in the quiet moments of your own life. Every time you feel the wave of panic rise and you deliberately take a deep breath, grounding yourself in the present, you're laying down a new track. Every time your instinct is to shut down and isolate, but you choose to reach out and speak your truth, even if your voice shakes, you're teaching your brain a new pattern. With each conscious choice, the old superhighways of fear start to see a little less traffic. The new, calmer pathways begin to strengthen. Neurons that once fired an alarm begin to settle. And slowly, sometimes so slowly you barely notice it at first, you start feeling like yourself again. It's not a different self, but a self that has integrated the experience without being defined by it. Because healing isn't about forgetting what happened.
It's about being able to remember it fully and completely without having to relive it. If you've ever felt broken by what happened to you, if you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like a stranger, remember this: your brain changed because it was protecting you. The hypervigilance, the anxiety, the numbness, those weren't malfunctions. They were strategies. Your brain did exactly what it had to do to get you through an impossible situation. You survived. That is not a sign of weakness. It is a testament to your adaptation. The scars are real. There is no denying the pain or the impact, but so is the recovery. So is the brain's incredible capacity to reshape itself once more. Because the very same brain that was once wired for survival can also be rewired by healing, by connection, and by love. You're not your trauma. You're the person who lived through it.